There we go. There we go. Now we got something rolling around here. Thank you all for tuning in here tonight for the Cannonball Racing Series here tonight. As I see that we've got something screwed up here, we will fix that very, very quickly. My apologies to everyone that's watching about the name there. We are changing that right now. Time is kicking away here. You'll notice there on your ticker tonight and on the scoring tower that we currently have up that the drivers in yellow, they are currently your, oh, of course, we aren't showing it on stream. How nice of that. You know, but not one thing, it's another here getting the new series fired up. Got our sponsors rolling in the top right corner. Let's see if we can get these towers to cooperate here. Nothing yet. Let's see if we reload it. See if that. There we go. Now we got it. Hooray! As I was saying, there in your scoring tower there to the right side of your screen, you'll see there that the drivers in yellow are your playoff contenders, as we are in the in the round of 10 here tonight to start off our playoffs here at Cannonball. So hopefully we have a great night here, as looks like we're getting set for the grid. Qualifying is over. Grid here tonight. Going to be Ben Bushnell out there in front. We got Merrick Watchorn there in second. Nolan Walker starting in third. Condorian Davis there fourth. In row number 3, starting there in 5th position on the inside is James Wurtsma. And starting in 6th tonight, Rooster Roden. Then 7th inside row number 4, that's going to be Gary Wells. Maurice Gamillion there in 8th. In row number 5 on the inside, Ian Pratt with Jack Stanley to his outside. Zachary Taylor in 11th with Alec Daffin. in 12th. In 13th tonight, we've got R.J. Buchanan. They're starting 13th with Kenneth Camp. He's outside in 14th. Jacob Malone in 15th here tonight as we get everything situated to rock and roll tonight. Hopefully everybody's all set and ready to rock and roll for some great racing. Making sure that's all up to date. Everything else looking good. Well, Caleb, hopefully your dad does well. He's starting here in 5th position tonight. We'll see how he can do around Atlanta tonight to bring that car up through. All right, here we go. Getting out and underway tonight here at the Cannonball Series. As we said, the drivers in yellow going across the top of your screen here during the Victory Systems 200 are going to be your drivers to watch as they are in your run for the running here for your round of 10. Sorry, folks, I'm doing the best I can, but I'm here currently fighting a mouth infection, trying to talk and broadcast through it, as the left side of my mouth is all screwed up. I went to the doctor today and found out that apparently I have some sort of infection in my salivatory gland. So we're going to do everything we can to keep pushing through as the green flag gets ready to drop here down at Echo Park, or otherwise known as Atlanta, as they head down here in the corner number 1. Green flag is out here. Side by side they go. Got them 3 wide there for a moment. There towards the middle. Has a 79 there. Zachary Taylor gets to the bottom side. Here comes the 87 getting right up there to the back of the 3 of James. James is trying to hang on at the moment. Ends up falling back a position there for the moment. Ends up back there in 7th. So dropping 2 spots from where he started. Kendorian Davis, they're in a 5th. And at number 5, Hendrick Motorsports Machine coming here across the stripe. Sitting in about 5th. Down here in the corner number 1. Side by side. 134 laps the distance here tonight at Atlanta. So buckle up. It's going to be a fun night of racing. Deer side by side up there. 3 wide now for 2nd through 4th. As they're down on the inside. Nolan Walker with the 91. Merrick Watchorn up there on the outside. There you see the 01. Rooster Roden getting up there, making a great run so far here. And he's up there to 2nd. Again, those drivers in yellow across the top of your screen, they're the ones to watch tonight. Next week, you might see one in green and others in red as we get going here through the playoffs. Ben Bushnell, they're out front. Nolan Walker, they're 3rd. Merrick Watchorn, they're 4th. Kendorian Davis, they're in 5th. Gary Wells, 6th. Zachary Taylor, they're in 7th. James Wurtzma falling back there to 9th, but making a run to the outside. He's going to see if he can get back up there, bringing that high side to life. Up there above the 87 now as he brings it down the front stretch, down into corner number 1. A little bit of connection issue there possibly. Nolan Walker down there in the corner number 1. Up there to the high side, that's the 91. He makes a run there on the bottom side from Nolan Walker. Cannot quite get there as of yet. Sitting there in 4th for Nolan Walker as they head on down through in the corner number 3 here at lap number 4. Down through turn number 3 and 4. Back out onto that front stretch here in Atlanta, otherwise known as Echo Park now. As we've seen that logo floating around here ever so slightly. too wide back here as we got to run for the lead here. Rooster Roden and Ben Bushnell working at it there, coming off the corner. Bushnell down to the bottom side in that Toyota. He's going to see if he can make that car get there. He does. He's got the run there down on the inside. Here comes Bushnell up there on the high side. Rooster Roden takes the lead away from Bushnell as they come here off at corner number 4. Merrick Watchorn in third. Nolan Walker fourth. Kendorian Davis there in fifth in that number 5 machine. Up above him is the 3 of James Wertzma. He gets back up to where he started up there in fifth. Seems like he just had to feel that car out a moment to get that Budweiser number 3 back up there into the position. Down that backstretch they go once again. Gary Wells back here in 7th in that number 87. Marconi setup shop machine as they roll through the corner. Hang on to it. There you see coming up the racetrack, the Rusty's machine of Jack Stanley as he comes rolling down through on the inside now as he drops it down there here on lap number 7. Down on the inside, working the best he can, getting up there, maybe thinking about getting around. He does get a run up there to the 5 as they now work here off of corner number 2 down that backstretch. Side by side now there as Stanley looks to the inside. Hang on to it. There we go. Keep it nice and tight now. You see Rusty's getting up there to the top side. Stanley trying to get a little bit of a run to make the cut down. He does, but not enough. Maybe he's there as he comes down here into corner number 1. As you see there from the corner, he's got him there. Now they're side by side. Jack Stanley and up into the outside wall. I've seen a couple drivers. Oh no, the 5's around down there through the backstretch. Caution comes out here, and he spins it around there. See if we can get a, I don't got any red marks here on my screen, but I do have a yellow flag warning. So we'll go back and look at this here from the on-the-pole instant replay. Hard racing back here with Davis. He gets into the outside wall, comes back down, and the 95 of Stanley is there. And they just come together down here on the bottom side of the racetrack. Caution comes out for caution number 1 here at Echo Park. All right, here, Rooster Road now front. Ben Bush now there second. Merrick Watchorn there third. Nolan Walker there fourth. James Wertzma there fifth. Gary Wells there in sixth. Jack Stanley there seventh. Down there on the inside now is Zachary Taylor with Alec Daffin up there on the high side. 79 cutting grass there a little bit as he works down there on the inside. Maurice Gamillion there in 10th. Ian Pratt there 11th. Kenneth Camp. Jacob Malone. He's currently sitting there in 5th right now there, right? If we can get something up here to a little better for us to There you see them coming on down through the backstretch. Lights are out on that pace machine. See if I can help us out here with the number board a little bit. There we go. Green flag is out. Back down here in corner number 1. Exciting racing going on. As you see, we got the 01 of Rooster Roden out front. Work here off of the corner. My day's been pretty good here in the booth, just trying to get things running here for the most part. Trying to see where our power settings are for the thing. See if we can get those numbers to cooperate. I'm going to have to look for that so we can see those positions better. But that's only on cautions here. On green flag laps, we'll run the top, which should be a little easier to read. Head on out through the front stretch. You got Merrick Watchorn there second. Nolan Walker there in 7th. Ben Bush now there in 4th. Zachary Taylor 5th. You got the 87 of Gary Wells. James Wertzma there in 7th. Alec Dappin there in 8th. Kendorian Davis there in 9th. And they roll on down through the backstretch here in the corner number 1 and 2. Back into 3 and 4 they go. You got Rooster out front. James back here. He's trying to fight here with the Unkston Racers. He's got the 87 there of Gary Wells is inside. Down there through the front stretch, down into corner number 1. We're on board now with James as they head on down in the corner number 1 and 2. Heading on back to the backstretch. Everybody fighting for position everywhere they can. 17 of 134 laps. Long race to go. And they head on down. Oh no, the 7 of Nolan Walker gets into that outside wall again. That's the head on through there. Now down into corner number 1. Road Ranger machine. Working there on the inside there. Now turns 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. Rooster Roden still out front. Merrick Watchorn there trying to chase him down in that 91. And as we said before, up there at the top of your screen, we have the guys in yellow. Those are the ones that you're going to want to watch. They're the ones that are contending for the victory here tonight. To move on to the next round. Head on down here through off the corner, down into corner number 1. Hey, say we got 4 playoff contenders up there at the front. Hey, come on down through the backstretch. Hey, everybody looking great. As we're on board here with Watchorn as it comes down through that backstretch, head through turns 3 and 4. Hopefully I got it correct. Yep, turns 3 and 4. Out front as he got around Rooster Roden. Davis there in 3rd. Bushnell in 4th. Nolan Walker 5th as they head on down through here. Out onto that backstretch. Zachary Taylor there in the 6th spot. They're running that to 79 here tonight. Hey, driver's doing everything possible to get up there. There you see 25 up to 134. So lap 67 is going to be halfway. Lap 34 is going to be quarter of the way. We're back on board here watching Rooster. Now we're on top of Gary Wells. There, now we're on here board with Condorian Davis as he goes down underneath of Roden there trying to make something happen. Well, he's sitting back here in about 12th rate now. It's a long race, so I wouldn't get too worried yet there, Caleb. And they run there through turn 3 and sorry, 1 and 2. I thought I was backwards again. Rooster up here, trying to get back up into the lead. Condorian Davis there, down on the inside, trying to make the pass on the 01. Ben Bushnell up there in 4th. Nolan Walker there 5th. Then Lloyd Small, a playoff contender, losing spots here at Atlanta. Almost seems like he burned his stuff up. Drove the tires off of it. And he struggles here tonight. Lap 29 of 134. Hopefully he's just kind of feeling it out, see what the tire run is going to be like. Ian Pratt there in 14th. Jacob Malone is out. So we do have one driver not running, and that is Jacob Malone back here in 15th position. The Victory System 200 on its way here tonight. Lap number 30 of the 134. Head on down here through off of corner number 2. Back on onto that backstretch. Dorian Davis there in 3rd. Nolan Walker for Ben Bushnell back here fighting there for 4th. If he can get up there to Noah Walker. Zachary Taylor back here in 6th. Alec Daffin back here in 7th. Maurice Chameleon there in 8th. Gary Wells in 9th. R.J. Buchanan back here in 10th. That's rounding out your top 10 so far here tonight. And you see your round of 10 is just all through the field here tonight. Yeah, they bring it on down in the corner number 1 and 2. Now through 3 and 4. Coming off. Try to camp down on pit road. Here at lap number 33. There you see James Wertzma as he's rolling around there, trying to make everything happen he can. Off the corner 3 and the 4. There you're seeing Roden. Bushnell back here 5th. Nolan Walker. Alec Davin, Gary Wells, Maurice Chameleon. Jack Stanley. Looks like we've got Nolan Walker really blinking in and out here in that number 7. Not sure if we can get an eye on it. There it is. You can see him blinking in and out there in that number 7 machine. Hey, up against that outside wall. Head on down through turn 3 and 4. Merrick Watchorn up top. Rooster Roden there in 2nd. Dorian Davis there in 3rd. Nolan Walker back there for Ben Bushnell in 5th. Zachary Taylor 6th. Alex Daffin there 7th. Gary Wells 8th. Maurice Chameleon 9th. And R.J. Buchanan rounds out your top 10. Ian Pratt on pit road. Here comes Kenneth Camp back in. Wonder if we have problems there on pit road. There's a reason for him coming back in. Merrick Watchorn out front as your leader. Rooster Roden getting passed by Davis as they work here out of 4. Back out onto the front stretch. Down here in the corner. So getting word there from Wertzma's pit crew that car's getting a little tight on him. He lets the pit crew there know as he's drifting back there into 12. Wertzma battling a tight race car right now as he's trying to get back up through the field. Here at lap 36 of the 134. We're now under 100 laps to go here at Echo Park / Atlanta as they roll down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Whoa, hang on to it, Roden, as you hit pit road. I don't know if that's really how you wanted to hit pit road. As now they head here down through turn 3 and 4. Now through 1 and 2 for Dorian Davis, who's sitting 2nd. Nolan Walker there 3rd. And behind him is Ben Bushnell. Bushnell doing having a decent run here tonight. Hasn't really dropped too far back. Zachary Taylor, Alex Daffin. They're both up 6 positions from where they started. They roll here off the corner. And that car number 48 there in 6th. And car number 79 sitting 5th. Looks like that 48 battling there with the 87 of Gary Wells. Down here off the corner, in the corner 3 and 4. You see that McConey setup shot of Gary Wells up there on the top side, trying to make something happen as he's got the 44 Maurice Chameleon there behind him. Kind of rocking in an old Daryl Waltrip scheme. And Dorian Davis coming off the corner. Nolan Walker there 3rd. Zachary Taylor 5th. Alex Dappin there 6th. Gary Wells back here in 7th. Jack Stanley. James Wertzma lap down. I'm assuming he has pitted. He has. Pit stops completed. Yeah. We got Alex Dappin now coming in, trying to get it on the pit road, down the pit road speed. Here at lap number 40. Kendorian Davis in 2nd. Nolan Walker there 3rd. Battling it out down there on the inside. The 79 of Zachary Taylor. As Zachary Taylor now gets right up to the bumper bush now. They come down here in the 3 and 4. Another McConey setup shot machine. It looks like they're on the side of that machine. I roll down here through 3 and 4. Back out onto that front stretch across the stripe. You got that 7 of Nolan Walker right there in front of the battle taking place. That Zachary Taylor's there in 4th, and he's got company behind him. Bushnell, and then you see the lap down machine of Kenneth Camp. As Kenneth down there on the inside. Merrick Watchorn is your leader. Looks like here that Watchorn, Wertzma is going to come back and possibly get his lap back from the 91. Maybe not. Maybe he's 2 laps down. I'm sorry. We'll look here as they come across the grid up there at the top of the ticker. Cameras tonight brought to you by Track Cams. And yeah, 44, Gary Wells on the bottom side of that 87. Maurice Chameleon in that 44. They're going to come to pit road this time. Everybody looks to be coming in. Kendorian Davis is still out there. Looking to see when Kendorian pits. Kendorian Davis did pit. We'll see what pit lap that they chose, if we can. No, we can't see what pit lap they had. Now we got Buchanan there 2nd, Rooster, Roden there in 3rd, Merrick Watchorn there 4th, Alex Dappin 5th, Zachary Taylor there 6th, Nolan Walker back here in 7th, Ben Bushnell there in 8th. Kendorian Davis and R.J. Buchanan are the only 2 on the lead lap right now. Rooster Roden trying to get his lap back. Looks like he will here in just a moment. And he's up there against that outside wall, up above Kendorian. Rooster now unlaps himself. Merrick Watchorn, he's back here against that outside wall. And run down here in the corner number 3 and in the 4. R.J. Buchanan there 2nd. Rooster Roden there 3rd. Merrick Watchorn back here 4th. Alex Dappin 5th. Zachary Taylor 6th. Nola Walker 7th. Working on down through the corner here. Kendorian Davis out front. R.J. Buchanan there in second. Trying to hang on to it. Rooster Roden coming down through. Zachary Taylor back here in fifth. Alec Daffin got Kendorian Davis out front. And at number 5, still hanging on. Buchanan is in pit road. I see drivers all struggling here. There you see the 3 at James Wurtzma. Working up there through turn 1 and 2. Back out onto that backstretch here at lap number 50. Merrick Watchorn out there in third. Zachary Taylor there in fourth. Alex Daffin fifth. Nolan Walker there in sixth. Ben Bushnell there seventh. Maurice Camillion there eighth. Gary Wells there in ninth. They roll on down here out of the corner. Rooster Roden out front, leading the way once again with Merrick Watchorn chasing them down. Malone, as we said, is out. Alec Daffin back here in fourth. Everybody spread out. When it gets spread out like this, it's about the time I like to turn on the map so we can kind of see where everybody's at. I just see how spread out across this 1.5 mile oval they are. Here at lap number 52 for the Victory Systems 200. Down here in the corner number 1 and 2. You got the 48 there of Alex Daffin in fourth. Zachary Taylor sitting there third. Merrick Watchorn here in second. Out front, Rooster Roden. James Wurtzma, your last car on the lead lap as he comes across the stripe. Merrick Watchorn in second, chasing down Roden. Buchanan down a lap. Pratt down 3 laps. Camp down 4. And I can't help but think Camp maybe had some issues with pit road here tonight, as we saw him go in and out a few different times. You see Watchorn taking the lead over top of Road. Couple of Toyota Supers up there at the top of the leaderboard. Now you got Zachary Taylor in a Chevrolet. Alex Daffin there in a Chevrolet. Nolan Walker driving a lonely Ford out here. Field pretty much comprised of Chevrolets and Toyotas. There's 1 Ford, 5 Toyotas, and the rest of them are Chevrolets. So, if my calculation of math is adding up, we got 8 Chevrolets in the field tonight. Oh, correction, 9 Chevrolets. Head on down through the corner. You're watching Nolan Walker trying to get underneath. That 99 is the 99. Ends up into the outside wall once again. Kenneth Camp struggling all over the area tonight. Ian Pratt back here in the 25 machine. He's also struggling in that Taco Bell sponsored Toyota. Back here towards the back. Buchanan back here in 12th. James Wurtzma hanging in here in 11th. Jack Stanley in 10th. Gary Wells there in 9th. Head on out. Again, tonight's camera is brought to you by Track Cams. They head on down in the corner number 1 and 2. Merrick Watchorn is your leader ahead of Rooster. Rooster dropped, he's letting the lap down machine around. Buchanan. Down through the backstretch, there you see the 7 of Nolan Walker there in 5th. Benbush now in 6th. Dorian Davis there in 7th. Maurice Chameleon here 8th. Gary Wells in 9th. Jack Stanley back here in 10th as he rolls out off of the corner, heading up there towards the outside wall. Here out of 2 up in the backstretch. Stanley in 10th. Wertzma in 11th. Wertzma works there off of 2, and that's Chevy Camaro. I see the leaders working down that backstretch. Kenneth Camp jumped into the pits. He's down 7 laps. We'll see if he pulls it back to the hauler. Hey, he really struggled tonight. All right, see Rooster out there in 2nd. Great job there by him as they roll down that backstretch. Taylor there in 3rd, Daffin 4th. Davis there in 5th, Bushnell 6th. Coming down into corner number 1 and 2 once again. Wertzma up to 11th. Behind Stanley. Still down 6 spots from where he started. Zachary Taylor, Alec Daffin, both up 8 spots from where they started tonight. Lap 61 of 134 complete. And work on off the corner. Down across the stripe. Rooster still sitting 2nd. Merrick Watchorn there out front. Zachary Taylor in 3rd. Then Dorian Davis 4th. Alec Daffin 5th. Ben Bushnell 6th. Nolan Walker out there in 7th. And here we see the 79 of Taylor starting to get a run at the 01. A Rooster. As they head on down here in the corner, number 1 am I right? No, they're coming across the stripe, coming out there on the front stretch. Now down into corner number 1 and 2. Taylor getting a run down on the bottom side, and that'll help him out as Rooster gets up into the outside wall. And what a hard lick coming there through the middle and then off of the corner. Rooster really slapping that wall. Him in turn 2 did not get along that time, and they worked down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Heading back out onto that front stretch here at lap 63. Everybody spread out, trying to make their way around. Camp sitting in the pits, I believe, still. Nope, Camp is out there on track. They're behind the 25 of Pratt as we're on board with him coming down that backstretch. I guess I gotta adjust that. That didn't come out right. I work down through the backstretch, and we're going to follow him just for a little bit here as I fix something. No. Whoops, wrong way. All right, here we go. Now we should be, whoops. We're here with Watchford as they come around the corner, down here across the front straightaway. He's over top of Taylor. Taylor, as we saw, got around Rooster. Davis also got around Rooster. And see them all come down through off the start-finish line down here through in the corner number 1. This is the Cannonball iRacing Series Victory Systems 200 tonight from Echo Park. Some might know it better as Atlanta. Kendorian Davis sitting here in third. Zachary Taylor, what a job by him. He's up 9 spots. Alec Dappin here in the 48 W machine, also up 7 spots. Merrick Watchorn up 1 spot to take over that pole position right now. He's running down the backstretch, looking to try to get there to the 19 of Buchanan. James Wertzma a lap down once again in that 3 machine. He's struggling all over the place here tonight. Down there on the bottom side. As you know, though, with the cautions, he couldn't get the lucky dog. Now you see the drivers are also running that playoff banner on their car for those that are in the playoffs. So if you see that yellow banner like you do on the 3 there, he's got the playoff banner. Rooster Roden should have it, but don't. Alec, there we see the 55. Ben Bushnell has it up there. Now they got the playoffs rolling here for the Cannonball iRacing Series. Starting off with your round of 10 tonight for that Victory System 200. All right, here's your points they stand right now. Well, that didn't work. I don't know what happened there. There we go. Now you should be able to read it. Now, those are your point standings right now. With Merrick Watchorn as your points leader, as he's currently leading the race. You got Bushnell in second, as Bushnell is back. Where is Bushnell? Bushnell is running 6th right now. Gomillion back here in 8th. So those are your driver points. And here's your team points. Other team points as it stands right now. So you have a favorite team that you're looking for to watch. There's your current team standings. Here at lap 74, Merrick Watchorn out front as your race leader. As you saw there on the points, he is your points leader. Zachary Taylor back here in second. Dorian Davis here third. Alec Daffin in fourth. Bushnell fifth. Rooster Roden there sixth. Nolan Walker there in seventh. Maurice Gomillion eighth. Gary Wells in ninth. Jack Stanley in that Rusty's machine. Rounding out your top 10 as they roll down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Side by side. Down there underneath he goes. There you see Zachary Taylor working there off of the straightaway, trying to catch that man, Merrick Watchorn. Yeah, head on down through, looking great here tonight. And 55 Bushnell down 3 spots. Rooster Roden here in fifth. You got Zachary Taylor there in second. Alec Daffin on pit road. Get some fresh treads on that machine here. Second round of pit stops underway. Well, I'm sorry to say, Caleb and Ryan, I think your dad's struggling here tonight in that number 3 back here at 11. Hopefully he can pull it together in the following weeks to try to keep himself alive in the playoffs. Head on down here out of corner number 4, down across stripe and into corner number 1. Lap 78 up 134. Everybody spread out. Daffin down a lap. Wells down a lap. Wurtsma down a lap. Pratt down a lap. Or Pratt's down 4 laps, sorry. Camp down 7, and Malone is out. Trying to find the excitement on the racetrack. There you see Bush. Now there comes the 7. He gets to the outside of Wurtsma. Getting around the lap down machine. Down here through corner 1 and 2. There you see the 7 coming off of 2 down that back straightaway. They work here off of 4, back around onto that front stretch. You're looking there at the 48. Catching up, the 48 is a lap down. Daffin gets underneath of Nolan Walker. Daffin came in for a pit stop. Walker has not made a second stop yet. Working on down through here. Victory Systems 200 here tonight from your Cannonball iRacing series. Everybody's enjoying the race so far here at lap 81 as they come across the stripe. More drivers hit the pit road. James Wurtsma in. We got Zachary Taylor in. Brewster Roden came in. Gonna be interesting to see here how this plays out. We got another one. That's Merrick Watchorn. Oh no! Watchorn goes and comes around, coming into pit road. He's going to have to try to get that thing fired back up and head it down the correct way as he lost it coming into pit road. That's going to cost him a little bit, possibly. Dorian Davis out there in the pit 5, out front, here at lap 82. Jack Stanley in fifth. Maurice Chameleon there fourth. Nolan Walker third. Alec Daffin there in 8th. Zachary Taylor 9th. Gary Wells in 10th. Working here off the corner. Bush now down on pit road now. Merrick Watchorn across down there in the pits. Kendorian Davis working here off of corner number 2. Down that back straightaway. Got to figure out where the hometown thing went to here. Unless some of these drivers, okay, some drivers have it, some drivers don't. Okay. I see Zachary Taylor out of North Tazewell. Stanley there in 4th. Buchanan back up here running 3rd. And at number 19, but what's he going to do? He's still got to make a pit stop. And they roll down here off the corner. Everybody looking great. Zachary Taylor off the corner. Kerry Wells there in 7th. Ben Bushnell there in 8th. Maurice Chameleon 9th. Merrick Watchorn there in 10th. As you see, as they come around here, drivers going a lap down as they make their pit stops. 1 or 2 laps down, I should say, as they make their pit stops. Off the corner, back down there through the front stretch goes Kendurian. Nolan Walker looks like he's slowing up. He's coming to the pit lane this time. R.J. Buchanan, when's he going to come in? It looks like he did come in. He's one of the ones that has 2 pit stops in. So he should be okay for a little while. Looks like his last pit lap was at lap 49. So some of these drivers, they're going to have to come. We see here Buchanan working down that back stretch. Nolan Walker working his way off. Maurice Chameleon there in 7th. Jack Stanley there in 9th. Merrick Watchorn back here in 10th. Top 5 drivers still on the lead lap. James Wurtzmark coming into pit road. Buchanan out there at 2nd. Alec Daffin there in 3rd. So Couturier Davis out there in front. He last pitted at lap 50. Buchanan last pitted at lap 49. Everybody else has just completed their laps here in the last little bit. Kenneth Camp last pitted at lap 51 himself. Everybody working down here around the racetrack. You can see how spread out they really are. You've got Buchanan here in the number 19. He's got down below him the 79. There's Zachary Taylor as Taylor gets around him. And we're on board with Taylor down here in corner number 1. Heading here off, everything looking great, looking good. As they work on down through here, off of the corner. Everything looking great. Down across here, out of the corner they go. Off the corner they go. Maurice Chameleon up there in front. Oh, man. Okay. I apparently turned that way up loud. There we go. That's better. That we work here off the corner. There you see Condorian Davis back here in 6th after making his pit stop. Making 3 so far here. I don't know if that's strategy or what he's got going on here. Zachary Taylor in the 79 out front. Alec Daffin there in 2nd. Those two have really been on fire here tonight. They're both up 10 spots. Ben Bushnell in 3rd. Gary Wells back there in 4th. Maurice Chameleon there in 5th. And Condorian Davis stays on the lead lap here. Is your last car on the lead lap. They're in 6th spot. Everybody else at least 1 lap down from there on back. From Stanley in that 95 to Merrick Watchorn there in the number 91. R.J. Buchanan there in 9th. Rooster Roden in 10th. James Wurtzma hanging on to 11th here tonight. Down here off the corner, everything looking good here for the Victory Systems 200. Everybody just spread out. We got the 99 back on pit road. That is Kenneth Camp. As this is his 5th time down that pit road. As you're on board with Gary Wells. Now we're back up here to Alec Daffin. As they head here off the corner. Looking great. Maurice Chameleon. I see them all running down there, working it real good. Everybody just so spread out here. Lap 99. Trying to get things worked out here. Round and around they go, trying to find out where the best spot here is. Sorry, some of this I just can't fix without being right there in the session. Car down across the front stretch, trying to figure out who that was. That's the 3 of James Wertzma. Caution comes out here at lap number 106. Wertzma having some issues here. Hey, see him up there on the top side of the racetrack, comes down. 79, 79 comes up and catches him, sending him down through the grass. He's going to try to bring it back up on, and then it just breaks loose again. Down through the grass he goes once again. Blocks it up. That's going to bring out your caution. So Zachary Taylor, your leader, getting into the lap down machine of James Wertzma. So second caution here tonight. Now these drivers get back up here, get stacked up. Wonder if we can wake the groundhog tonight. We'll see if we can or not. Right on back through here. Coming off the corner. Side by side. Everybody just having struggles here. Alec Dappert out there in second. Pushed out in fourth. These drivers getting all stacked up. Caution lights come back on the pace machine as they are not set. One more lap around. We got a few drivers trying to catch back up. That's the likes of James Wertzma. Kenneth Camp back on pit road. Nolan Walker in the 7, I believe, is out. Kenneth Camp showing in the pits now. Zachary Taylor out there on top. Walker, Pratt, Malone showing out. Lights go out on that pace machine. We're going to get back green flag racing soon. We got a non-player playoff driver possibly able to win this tonight. Still got a few laps left, though, to figure that one out. Closest playoff driver is going to be Ben Bushnell. They're in a 4th position. Rather, 3rd position down there on the inside. As the lights go out, it's going to get interesting, folks. Hey, drivers up front. There's at least 3 of them there. Yeah, there's 3 up in the top 4 that are non-playoff contenders. What's your thoughts on that, folks? Out of turn 4, lights are off. Brett will pull that machine down on the pit road. And we'll get back. Green flag racing. Zachary Taylor getting to jump on the high side as I believe he was the control car down here in the corner number 1. Daffin having it, Bushnell having some trouble there. Now there you see the 5. Wells dropped down there behind, the 87 of Wells dropped down there in front of Davis. Davis now trying to get up there towards the front. Alex Daffin there in second. Zachary Taylor there in front. Right on down here, Alex Daffin out front. Zachary Taylor there second. Gary Wells third. Davis there fourth. Ben Bushnell there fifth. Maurice Chameleon there sixth. Stanley there seventh. Robert Roden there in ninth. Merrick Watchorn down on pit road once again. 24 laps to go here. They come out of 4, heading towards the stripe. We got Alex Daffin out front. Taylor there in second. Wells there third. They head on down here in the corner number 1. Davis there in fifth. Your first driver in playoff contention. Doesn't have the yellow banner on the car right now. Rolling down here through the back stretch. There behind him you see Bushnell. Bushnell does have it on the car. He rolls down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Daffin out front as your race leader. Up 11 spots from where he started. A great run here tonight by Alex Daffin here for the Victory Systems 200 as they head on down here out of the corner, down in through 1 and 2 once again. The 3 of Wurtzma coming in the pit lane. And with 22 laps to go. Struggled here tonight. Here we're on board with Zachary Taylor. He works out at the corner. Bushnell here in fifth. Maurice Chameleon there sixth. Jack Stanley there in seventh. They roll on down out of here. Looking in the corner number 1 and 2. Taylor there in second. Wells there third. Davis there fourth. Ben Bushnell there fifth. Maurice Chameleon sixth. Jack Stanley there seventh. Jack Stanley comes there in 7th. Buchanan there 8th. Alec Daffin there in 1st. Zachary Taylor there in 2nd. Gary Wells there 3rd. Ken Dorian Davis back here in 4th. With Bushnell here in 5th. Now we said the top 3 drivers are not in playoff contentions. That 5 of Davis, though, he's got company from Bushnell. Those both are playoff drivers as they head on down through the front stretch down here into quarter number 1. 19 laps to go here at Atlanta for the Victory Systems 200 as they work on down here out of 2. Working back down that backstretch. Bushnell looking to the inside of Davis. Looking to go side by side. A little farther back, we got Stanley back here. Jack Stanley back here. Buchanan here in the number 19. He's ahead of Stanley, trying not to go lap down as he's there battling here amongst the 44 of Maurice Chameleon to keep them going from a lap down there, along with Rooster Roden. Rooster Roden possibly going to put him a lap down here. They're battling for position here. Buchanan and Roden, they're battling for position. Stanley's just a little bit farther back, still on the same lap, but if he gets around him, he will put him a lap down as they battle here off of 4. 17 laps to go. Taylor in 2nd, Daffin up there in front. Buchanan there in 8th, Rooster Roden there in 9th as they head on back down through off of quarter number 2 down that backstretch. Zachary Taylor there in 2nd, Gary Wells 3rd. Now Gary Wells gets up there in the 2nd with that McConey setup shop machine. The 79 there as Zachary Taylor up there on the top side. Davis looking to see if he can make a run here. 17 laps to go. Looks like we might have a spoiler on our hands as Alec Daffin is out front. rolling it down through into corner number 1. Zachary Taylor there in second. We saw these two really battle it hard here out front, Taylor and Daffin, as they were flip-flopped with Taylor leading and Daffin running second. Now Daffin is out front with Taylor second. Two strong running cars out there out front. Gary Wells there in third with Bushnell in fourth. Bushnell there on the bottom side in that Hooters machine as he tries to get up there to that McConey setup shop driven by Gary Wells. Wells doing a great job sitting there in third right now. They roll down here in the corner number 1 and 2, off of 2. Davis getting out into the outside wall. That's going to hurt him a little bit. As you see them roll down through the back stretch. Down in the corner number 3 and 4. 15 laps to go. Zachary Taylor there second. Gary Wells there third. Bushnell in fourth. Now we see Wertzma down 5 laps. Watchhorn here down 2. Kemp is out. Walker out. Pratt out. And Malone out as they roll down here out of 2. Davis there in fourth. Ben Bushnell there in fifth. Maurice Chameleon there sixth. Now we see Taylor really doing what he can there in second place, trying to get up there to the 48 of Daffin. Coming to 13 to go. We still got viewers out there watching here on the pole from Flaker Farm TV, bringing you the Cannonball iRacing series. Head on down through the backstretch. You see there Alex Daffin out front, Zachary Taylor there in second. Condorian Davis in third, Ben Bushnell in fourth, Gary Wells fifth, Maurice Chameleon in sixth, with Jack Stanley seventh, Rooster Roden in eighth, RJ Buchanan there in ninth. Now we got the battle heating up for first as Taylor really starting to get that long run under his belt, getting up there to the 48. Looks like Daffin has the short run, but Taylor has the long run. As they all work down the backstretch here. In the corner number 3 and 4, here they go. Everybody's just trying to work it out and get up there towards the front. Zachary Taylor there in second. Condonian Davis there in third. Ben Bushnell there fourth. Rounding out the top 5 is Gary Wells. I said there very well could be a spoiler here, but Davis working his way up through. Bushnell there also. So now it's just 2 non-playoff drivers that stand in the way of a playoff driver trying to win this. But those non-playoff drivers are running their heart out, running very well. Taylor and Daffin out front here at Atlanta, here to start your round of 10 for your playoff series. Down in the corner number 1 and 2 they go once again, heading out onto that backstretch. Everybody doing great here as they work on down. Ben Bushnell there in fourth. Gary Wells fifth. Alec Daffin working off 10 to go. Once we come across the line, it'll be 9 to go. For the Victory Systems 200 here from the Cannonball iRacing Series as they come down across in the corner number 1. Driving the Xfinity cars. It is Alex Daffin leading the way. Zachary Taylor there in second. Condorian Davis third. As they head on out here down the back stretch. Down in the corner number 3 and 4. Zachary Taylor there second. Condorian Davis there third. Ben Bushnell fourth. Gary Wells there fifth. Down here through 1 and 2. Daffin out front. Taylor there in second. Davis there in third. Ben Bushnell fourth. Working off. Coming on as far as they go. Gary Wells Smith, Maurice Gamillion there in sixth. Working down the front stretch into corner number 2. Still out there with Alec Dappin, Zachary Taylor, Dorian Davis in third, Ben Bushnell in fourth, Gary Wells Smith, Maurice Gamillion there in sixth, Jack Stanley there seventh, as they work on down through here. Down to the inside goes Davis as he looks to get a run on Taylor. And it looks like he very well may to not quite get the pass done that time through 3 and 4. 4 laps to go. They come up here across track, down through the grass a little bit goes Davis. Now he tries to hang on to that third spot, but now Bushnell is up there on his high side. 2 hungry bulls there behind Taylor. Oh no! Up into the outside wall. Bushnell gets ran up there into that outside wall. That's going to cause him to drop back. I don't know if he's going to take too kindly to that. And he slides up the racetrack and he catches Marconi. Setup shot driven by Gary Wells. These cars all over the place trying to stay off of one another here with 3 laps to go. Everybody just trying to get every last little bit out of this. But I just don't know if anybody's got anything for this guy up front, Alec Dappin. We got Zachary Taylor there second. Davis is trying to get a better run there. He's got a run coming. 3 laps to go. Can he get up there into second? We're going to try to see here as they work here off of turn number 4. Back around onto that front stretch. Davis is coming. He's got that foot to the floor. Working there to get that Chevrolet up there towards the front. Davis in third. That is your first playoff contender. Now they head on down through off of the corner now. Dappin out front, 2 laps to go. They come here off of 4. It'll be 1 to go as they come to the line. After that, pretty much anything goes usually. So hopefully we see them behave themselves. We see Davis getting right up there to the bumper of Taylor as they work down here in the corner number 1. This is going to be the battle we're going to want to see here as Davis goes to the high side. Taylor trying to hang on to it as we're on board there with Taylor coming out of 2. Down that back straightaway. He's trying to hold off Davis. Davis all over his back bumper as they roll through 3 and 4. Davis there going to try to get underneath here coming out of the corner. Sliding under there, does not get it, and he gets the block. That's going to do it there for Zachary Taylor to get second place as Dappin got the win out there in the 48W sponsored machine. Great job for these drivers tonight. Dorian Davis back here third. Zachary Taylor second. Alec Dappin in first. Oh, he is your leader there and your victory winner. I'll head down here on the pit lane. Dappin comes out to grab that flag. our biggest mover there tonight. Let's see here. All right, let's see. Anybody coming for interviews? Let's see. Or do I got to go find them? Let's see. Looking for Kendorian Davis. I don't. There he is. Okay, let's see. Can we move? Good evening here, Kendorian. How's it going?
Hello?
Hello? You got me?
Yeah, I got a copy.
All right. Am I saying that first name right, Kendorian?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Okay. Okay. Well, you did a great job. You got third tonight. Were you hoping for a better finish than that, or are you happy finishing third after that long one?
Well, I'm very happy finishing third. If that late caution didn't come out, I believe I probably had the race won on strategy. But that whole situation with the 55, like, that really sucks. I feel bad about that. I just got real tight out the corner, but overall, it was a really good race.
Well, I mean, you're the top finisher here tonight for the playoff contender, so that must feel pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely. It feels good to try to get any kind of points advantage I can get, considering that I was a wild card to get in anyways.
Well, you did a great job running here tonight. I know some of the playoff drivers, they struggled a little bit tonight, but you seem to be able to hold on to it and get up there into third place.
Yeah, it was definitely a struggle. I was trying, it was a struggle for me too. I was trying to figure something out to try to get some kind of advantage. It almost worked out, but couldn't quite get it.
It's about how it always goes. You almost get it, right?
Yeah, it always goes that way. Just so close.
But, I mean, you did a great job. You ought to be happy with that. You got sponsors, shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank for getting that third spot tonight?
Yeah, I definitely like to shout out my entire crew back at Mach 5 Racing, JJ Moore, Reeve Simmons, Joseph Enright. I'd like to also shout out Merrick Washburn for inviting me here, and the driver of the 55, Benjamin. I'm sorry again, man, for that. That was a big mistake.
Alrighty, well, congrats again, and hopefully we'll see you next week whenever we take on another track here for the Cannonball iRacing series, and see how well that goes.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Alrighty, catch you next week. Well, I guess I won't see you next week because I had prior plans that kind of came up, but I'll see you the week after.
All right, 10-4.
Alrighty, sounds great. That was Kendorian Davis. Now we'll get with Zachary Taylor. Good evening, Zachary. How's it going?
Pretty good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing fairly well. And how's that 79 car feel here after that long race?
It's feeling. It's feeling. I think that I think I'm going to have to write an apology letter to the Goodyear tires after that last run.
You burn them off, did you?
Yeah, they were cooking there. I think. Let's see here. Yeah, they were at 325 on the right front, so they're pretty warm.
Well, I mean, you did all you could to try to get up there to Dauphin to get the win, but didn't quite get enough. But great job to you both.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a teammate with Warrior Enterprises, so as long as the team can win, that's all that matters at the end of the day. I'll say the bump and run on the restart that was unexpected, but relatively entertaining. I hope everybody enjoyed that.
All right. Well, so you got sponsor shout-outs. Anybody you want to thank here tonight for getting you into second place?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I would just want to thank Warrior Enterprises. Obviously, those guys over there, they do killer work. Gary Wells, he does absolutely killer. Congratulations on his fourth place tonight, by the way. W Energy, Overseer News, JP Customs Photography, Regeneration Sports Network, 444 Simulations, Racing Paradise, The Inside Berm, obviously McConey Setup Shop. Those guys give us quite a bit of help telemetry-wise and such. Spinebuster Esports, Southern Havoc Designs, and Extreme Pool Services LLC for all your pool service needs. But yeah, thanks to all those guys for everything they do and let us come out here and do this every Friday night.
All right, great job there tonight, getting second place. And just unfortunate, though, that you and your teammate there, Dappin, aren't running in the playoff points right now.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, I think the goal next year, I think we're going to try to get a 3-car full-time effort going on next year, and hopefully we'll see all 3 of our cars. The 87, 49, 48, and 79. Hopefully, all 3 of us will be here next year. So.
All right. Well, we'll see how it goes. See you next week. Or 2 weeks, rather.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 weeks. Let's do it.
Well, yeah. Well, for me, it's 2 weeks because I got a family vacation coming up here next week.
Well, see, you won't be here for whenever it's reversed next week and whenever I win. So you'll have to give me my interview for next week, the following week.
All right.
All right. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, it sounds good. That's Zachary Taylor, our second place finisher. Good evening there, Alec. How's it going?
Good. Hey, man.
Well, you got that win, so that must feel pretty good, being a spoiler here, holding off the playoff contenders.
For sure. Yeah, this is my 13th win overall, but it's my first race of the season. Actually, I got on the computer tonight. I didn't know it was registered for the league, so I had to wait for that. I had no practice hopping in, completely cold turkey. Steering ratio, my offset hole was off, so I was trying to acclimate to that and then trying to figure out how to drive the car. And then we got fenced early on, got some damage. We were behind the 8 ball there, but we were able to, good pit stop strategy, we get back up to second there, and then that final racetrack kind of got on my teammate going to third. Apologies to Zachary for that. He basically parked it on entry into 3 and kind of bumped and ran him accidentally, but got the lead from that. Then they got the battle behind me. Able to keep the right front on, pull away, and work down the end.
Well, it definitely worked out to get you up there. I know he tried to get back up there to battle you, but did not quite have enough. But all in all, great run by the team here tonight.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, first, second, and fourth for Warrior Enterprises. Definitely a good run for us. So.
Well, you got sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting up there into the victory podium tonight?
I got the W Energy, most importantly. Racing Paradise, Oversteer News, JP Customs Photography, McCoy Setup Shop. Also, thank the guys at Warrior Enterprises. Gary Wells for having me on the team. Thank you, Merrick, for letting me back in the league. Thank you for doing the broadcast. And I got to thank Team Chevy, obviously. And yeah.
All righty, my pleasure, and congrats again on getting that victory tonight. And we'll see what happens here in a couple of weeks whenever I return from vacation.
Yeah, see you then.
All righty. Well, enjoy that victory tonight.
Thank you, Al, for sure.
So that was Alec Dappin, our winner here tonight. Go ahead and look at our final results here from the race. Here you see it. We got Why is this doing this to me? There we go. Right, we got Alex Dappin, your winner. Zachary Taylor there second. Kendorian Davis finishing third tonight. Gary Wells there fourth. Marika Million there in fifth. Ben Bushnell in sixth. Jack Stanley there seventh. Rooster Roden there in eighth. B.J. Buchanan in ninth. Merrick Watchorn in 10th. James Wertzma there in 11th. Kenneth Camp there in 12th. Nolan Walker in 13th. Ian Pratt there in 14th. Jacob Malone in 15th. 16th tonight. Wait a moment. Is that all the drivers? Yeah, that's all the drivers. There's 15 drivers tonight. All right. So that's your finishing grid here tonight. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the show. Join us again here in the future on the pool episodes here at Playground Farm TV. We got more racing action to bring to you. Again, thanks everybody for coming out and watching and enjoying the show.
Say how I feel, to know I let you down. 'Cause late nights turn to day.